said. So many questions were raised with respect to returns on investments, particularly investment in equities. I want to claim my indulgence for us to visit our websites for those that have shares in listed companies that we are registered to. Unfortunately, because of the short notice, we couldn't come with some of our materials and some of our forms, but you can avail yourself of information on our websites at www.cardinalstone.com for all the information you need on some of the investment that you have made in capital markets. Dividend payments is not electronic. For those who make investment in shares and stop getting their dividends, I'm sure that you are aware that SEC, CBN, and the federal government discontinued issuance of dividends through the payments, through printing of fiscal warrants. So if you want to get your dividend, you need to visit the registrars or visit your bank and complete an e-dividend mandate form. You indicate your account details, the shares you bought, and submit the form to either your bank or to the registrars. Because of the proximity of the registrars to investors, your bank is very readily available, so you can visit your bank and request for the e-dividend mandate form, electronic dividend mandate form of the registrars of the company that you bought. So your bank will give you the form, you complete the form, affix your passports and submit to your bank. You can also access the e-dividend mandate form from our website. We have a digital platform where you can fill the form digitally and submit to us. So once the form gets to us, we pay all your dividend outstanding dividend and subsequent dividend. So please make yourself available so that I'm sure that a lot of us have heard about the issue of unclaimed dividends. Despite some of this initiative, the unclaimed dividend continues to mount because a number of us have not been ourselves available. Please let's make ourselves available so that all your unclaimed dividends can be paid. And the payment of dividend is also an ability for us to build investors' confidence in the markets. Because when you invest in shares and you don't get your returns, there's no incentive for you to invest subsequently. So please avail yourself so that all your unclaimed dividend can be paid. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I believe we'll have next from the Emerging African Group. Please put your hands together for him. Okay, after United Capital, we're going to have Emerging African Group.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shion Babashala. I'm the Regional Director of United Capital. I think for me, it's a bit emotional because I graduated from this university some few years ago. So I'm back here speaking to my people. So I think I'm welcome home. I think that was 1997. And I'm very happy to be back home. I'm just going to say some things to us here that have actually made some of us in this market. I've heard stories of people saying very scared about this market. Okay, how will I invest? I've heard my colleague, my students, so they say that they want to make money. The most important thing in this market is that we've seen people in this market. I'm sure a lot of us will hear this word before in this market that I got burnt. Yes, you got burnt in this market because maybe you were not doing the right thing. And the truth about this, I've also heard some of my lecturers. I've seen some faces here that have said, you know what, we want to make money. How do we do it? There's scarcity of naira these days. One of the most important things that have helped some of us in this market is called discipline. You know, the truth is that you can never get it all right. But one thing you can do to yourself is to set a benchmark for yourself, indicator for yourself to get some things right. There are three things I want us to take away from this, especially talking to somebody that is son of the soil. One thing that have guided a lot of us in this matter is what some of us have mentioned here. Number one, what is the objective of your investment? Why are you investing? There must be an objective of why you are investing. A lot of us, what we do is that because number A is doing something, B wants to do it. There was a business in the market those days around pure water. Everybody just went into pure water because what A is doing it. You must be able to set aside what is the objective of why am I investing. Number two is that every one of us have what we call a risk appetite. Our risk appetites are totally different from each other. And we must understand that bit. You must be able to measure your risk appetite. Because there are different kinds of investments in the market. So there's capital market investment, there's equity in the market, there's money market in the market. So you must be able to understand, number one, your investment objective. Number two, you must be able to know your risk appetite. It makes everybody different from each other. The third one is what somebody else has also mentioned, your time horizon. There must be a timing to the market. When you are entering the market, when you want to exit the market, it's very important. One thing I want us to take away from here is that the biggest thing to make money is capital market. But you need to understand those basic things. There is a saying here that, so I schooled in the many years ago, and I asked myself a question. When I got into this, and that was my first time coming to you, I didn't. I've heard stories when people say that, I want to make quick money. The truth about it for students, my fellow students here, the truth about this is that there is no better way to make money when you're not disciplined about the approach. You need to be disciplined about it. You need to be able to set aside. I heard one of my guys say something about the money is not enough. It can never be enough. It is an approach. A lot of us pay ourselves tithes. You go to church, you discipline yourself, you pay that tithe. Have you ever paid yourself before? Have you ever told yourself, I want to set aside funds? There's something I do. So I started my career with GTB Bank. And when I started my career, I would run the operation. When I started my career with GTB Bank, the founder of GTB Bank taught me one thing, which I will tell you people here. He said, your money is never enough, but you must have a disciplined approach to set something aside. Whatever you set aside for yourself, the return you make from it is not what you should eat, it's what you use. So I started that disciplined approach when I started working in GT Bank. And I can tell you, by the grace of Almighty God, most of the houses or whatever I've invested into is from that particular approach. So when they pay me salary, when I get any money from my parents or those days, I set aside a particular sum and I invest it in something very genuine. So what I want are telling people here is that, you know what? Go to the website of some of these events and do the right thing. I've said 3 things here that I want us to do, and I want to re-echo it. Number 1 is what? Number 1 what? Correct. Thank you. Number 2 is what? Number 3 is what? That's it. Set a benchmark. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to be here once again. Thank you.
Please put your hands together for him, for the son of the soil. Okay. That's why even the Bible said there is, I don't forget who live by. Yes. All right, but there's bread for the eater and seed for the sower. Abi? So it's not everything that's seed, and it's not everything that's bread. Know what to eat and know what to invest. Please put your hands together for him once again. And we are going to have the guys from Emerging African Group. Please put your hands together for them. Is that the best you can do for?
Very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like I'm the shortest person that can have come to the table. Okay, so I'm just standing on existing protocol. Good afternoon, sons and mothers. My name is Omotoko Opatola, and I'm the head of World Advisory for Emerging Africa Asset Management Limited, a subsidiary of the Emerging Africa Group. Because I know our time is fast spent, I won't be able to go into all my slides, but just talk about pay of mutual funds. Let me start by saying that we're registered by Securities and Exchange Commission to provide fund and portfolio management for retail, HNI, and corporate investors. Okay, so I will just talk about, we have 4 major mutual funds. My colleague that came before me has already given a background of when you want to invest. But I would like to take a few minutes to just emphasize a bit more. Now, when you talk about risk appetite simply means that what level of risk am I willing to take regarding my investment? Now, are you someone that you can take a high level of risk? Well, we usually say that most times when you are younger, you are able to take more risk because you still have a lot of time to cover up if you have any drop in the value of your portfolio. Example, equities, what we call shares. As you all know, for equities or shares, you are taking a lot more risk when you invest in those because they are not really a stable kind of investment. Sometimes drop, they sometimes go up. But I'll just go into details now. So we have 4 major mutual funds with Emerging Africa Asset Management Limited. Is this the first slide for the mutual funds? Okay. All right. So one of them is our Emerging Africa Eurobond Fund, and what this is simply saying is that we've heard some of our speakers talk about diversifying your portfolio. So you are able to invest in foreign currency. It's always good to have diversification in your portfolio because when one currency drops, you are hedging against other currencies. And so this is a dollar mutual fund called Eurobond Fund. And with as little as about $600, you can start this investment. Now, why have we brought it this low? It's because we find that for mutual funds, they are it's usually for mutual funds usually you start with a low amount of money, and so if you're looking at okay, I have dollars, where can I invest in? Most of the investment I know for dollars usually require high opening balances, but for this one, just about $600, you can start the investment. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have the Emerging Africa Balanced Diversity Fund. Now, these are funds that are exposed to equities. So if you're looking at, I'm looking at investing in equities, normally, if you're going to invest directly in equities, there is usually a higher amount of money for you to start with. But for this one, with as low as 10,000 naira, you can start the investment. One thing I would also like to say, which one of the speakers has spoken about, is that for every type of investment, there are always asset allocation. And so when any investment company comes to meet you to say, you have this investment that you want to invest in, always ask them for asset allocation. Asset allocation simply means that what assets are your funds being invested in. If you look at the screen, you will see that under the asset classes, we have quoted equities, fixed income securities, money market instruments. So those are where those funds are being invested in. I would also like to just talk about the parties that are involved in this fund. Now we have the custodian. Someone has mentioned that when you're investing in any investment company, you're not putting your money in the company's name. If you look at our custodian is Joint Merchant Bank, and that's because of what SEC has put in place. So SEC has said that these monies do not sit under your name. You have different parties that also manage these funds. So even if an investment company goes down, your money is not seated under the company's name. It's seated in a bank, which is the custodian. Then our trustee is FBN Quest. The trustee simply ensures that the fund manager, which is us, does what we say we're going to do. So those are things that you always have to look out for when any company approaches you to invest in them. Ask this question: who is your custodian? Who are your trustees? Next slide. And then we have the Emerging Africa Bond Fund. These are investment that would usually invest in bonds and debt instruments, money market, and then cash. With at least 10,000 naira, you can start that investment. And then the next one is Emerging Africa Money Market Fund. The money market fund has it's sort of like you manage it like a savings account. I always say that for most people that are starting their investment journey, they usually will start with the money market fund just because the minimum amount to invest in is 5,000 naira. The asset classes are treasury bills, fixed deposits, commercial papers, and cash. I would have loved to go into details, but because of time, I wouldn't go into details. But if you look at some of the flyers that you have, my phone number is on it, so you can always give me a call and I'll explain in detail. Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead. Okay, so I'll hand over now to my colleague to just take us on the next presentation. Thank you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, So, my name is Taiwo Basman. I currently work with Fundall. And here, I'm just going to summarize what everybody has said into something very, very simple. I know most of us here have heard of fintechs, right? If you have heard of fintechs, just wave. All right, so that simply means everything they have heard today, everything they've said today. I want to say that you can do all of that from your phone, right? As simple, as easy as possible. And what do we do at Fundall? So Fundall is building a one-stop shop that gives you access to banking services, gives you access to
All right, please, you give us a minute. We are going to take a photograph.
Right, what we do at Fundall is to give you a platform where you can manage your money, where you can spend money, and also where you can grow money. And as much as possible, right, for students, we've heard a lot about invest your money rightly, invest in the right place. Right, but oftentimes some of these tools are not necessarily accessible to everybody. So what we do at Fundall is to distill down all of these technicalities that we said into a single app, the same way you use your social media app. So you can go online to the Google Play Store or the Apple Play Store to download the Fundall app. And on the Fundall app, you have access to digital banking services. You have access to saving Naira, saving US dollars without necessarily like dealing with all the technicalities. And as you can see, a lot of people also came to say, oh, to invest in this, you need a lot of money. To invest in this, you need a lot of money. With as little, for students, you can easily say every single day towards a goal, you want to be setting aside as little as 100 Naira, and this money will be like invested to you back there. So that's what we do at Fundall, and we hope everyone here gets to reap the reward of making their money and doing it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, as you step out, we have people outside that will attend to you. You have a question, you have a problem,